You are watching New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. A huge win for the Knicks last night against the Chicago Bulls in overtime. That was awesome. Jalen Brunson played great in overtime. Julius Randle carried the team for 47 and a half minutes until that last possession. I still can't get over that, but we're going to talk about the latest news and rumors on today's show. According to reports, the Knicks are shopping multiple players. We'll break those down and we'll talk about some because I don't understand it. Also, there's a report that Eric Gordon is a trade target or was a trade target or maybe still is a trade target for the New York Knicks. We'll break that down and maybe what a package could look like if the Knicks do pull the trigger on an Eric Gordon trade. And also, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We put out Knicks videos every single day on the latest Knicks news, Knicks rumors. We go live for a lot of game days. We do watch parties on the channel. They're a lot of fun. Look, I call this one of the more interactive channels on YouTube for the New York Knicks. So if you love the Knicks and you're looking for a one-stop shop on YouTube, go down right now and hit that big red button. Let's talk about what Jake Fisher had to say of Yahoo Sports. He reported that the Knicks, along with the Lakers and Rockets, have been described by league personnel as one of the more active teams in early trade conversations. New York has made plenty of its roster available for discussion, particularly Evan Fournier, Derrick Rose, Cam Reddish, and Immanuel Quickley. The Knicks are working with Reddish's representatives to find a new home. And there have indeed been conversations about rerouting him and Evan Fournier to Los Angeles to join the Los Angeles Lakers. We'll talk about Reddish here in a second, but let's first start with the report that the Knicks are shopping Immanuel Quickley. I just don't get the IQ trade buzz. This is a guy that I feel like could be a solid backup in this league at the point guard spot for the next 5-10 years in the NBA. Does he probably want to be a starter in this league? I'm sure he does. Does he want to go out and make more money than he will as a backup and get the bag in NBA free agency? No doubt about it. But the thing is, the Knicks have him controlled under contract for at least 2 more years. And unless Immanuel Quickley is going out and pushing that he wants to be traded, I don't understand it. I think he's a winning piece, and I think he's a winning basketball player, and I'd like to keep him on the New York Knicks. We'll break down some stats on Quickley here in a second. But Cam, Evan, and Derrick Rose, unfortunately, that makes sense. Cam really doesn't make sense to me. He just can't find a way to make Tom Thibodeau happy. It seems like Thibodeau was upset with Cam Reddish's defense. I mean, that's why he was benched. That's why he's out of the rotation. I thought he was playing good on-ball defense, but someone on YouTube did a deep dive of the Knicks defense, and it looked like Cam Reddish was often lost in rotations and not hustling back in transition. Evan Fournier just doesn't really fit with this team anymore. And Derrick Rose, that one hurts because I still love Derrick Rose. I'm sure all of us still love Derrick Rose, but I think his best days, I know that his best days are behind him. I would love to see D Rose get traded and go play for a championship contender. Let's zone in, though, on Immanuel Quickley real quick. I don't understand it, but I'll try to make some sense of it and explain why I think the Knicks are doing it. It's because Immanuel Quickley will be a free agent after the 2023-2024 season. Same with Obi Toppin. And I don't think the Knicks want to pay big money to Immanuel Quickley. I don't think they want to pay big money to Obi Toppin because then you still got to pay guys like you have to pay guys the rest on this roster like Quentin Grimes. You have young guys coming up, getting out of their rookie scale deals coming up here pretty soon. And do they want to allocate a lot of their salary cap or some to a guy like Immanuel Quickley? This is what he's done so far in the season this year. He's played in 28 games for the New York Knicks, only averaging 10 points so far this year. He's struggling from the field a little bit, shooting 40% from the field and 31% from downtown. I would like for Immanuel Quickley to be a much more efficient basketball player, but when you look at what he's done in his career so far, he's kind of that guy. That's just kind of who he is. And I like Immanuel Quickley. I think his game has taken monster leaps so far on the defensive side of the court. This is someone that continues to get better and better on that end. At this point, I would actually call him a stopper on the defensive side of the court. But look, for his career, he's shooting 39.5% from the field. He did the same in 2020. He shot sub 40% in 2021, and now he's shooting sub 41% from the field in 2022. You need guys to be more efficient. Even his three-point percentage has fallen off since his rookie year, only shooting 31% this year, was 35% last year, and 39% as a rookie. He doesn't seem nearly as confident out there in his jumper. Remember when Immanuel Quickley would just pull up from the logo and let it rain at Madison Square Garden? He's not really doing that anymore. I would say most of his points come from floaters and layups at this point. So I'll ask you, we've showed you the contract. We've showed you the reports. I want you to get your votes in right now. What to do with Immanuel Quickley? What should the Knicks do with Immanuel Quickley? I want all the real ones right now to go off in the comments section and sound off. Should they trade him? Should they keep him? Type T for trade. Type K for keep. I want you to sound off down below. I also want to give a big shout out to today's sponsor, Rocket Money, an awesome app that helps you manage your finances and lets you see all your subscriptions in one place that makes it super easy to cancel your subscriptions. Optimize your finances. Go to rocketmoney.com/NBA now. That link is in the comments and description of today's show. Do you know how much your subscriptions really cost? Most Americans think they spend around $80 a month on subscriptions when the actual cost is closer to $200 plus. That's right. You could be wasting hundreds of dollars each month on subscriptions you don't even know about. There's this app I love using that takes care of that for me. It's called Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. The app shows you all your subscriptions in one place and then cancels for you whatever you don't still want. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions you didn't know you were paying for. You may even find out you've been double charged. To cancel a subscription, it's super easy. All you have to do is press cancel, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Get rid of useless subscriptions with Rocket Money now. Go to rocketmoney.com/NBA now. Seriously, it could save you hundreds per year. Go to rocketmoney.com/NBA now. That link's in the comments and description of today's show. Let's get on to the next part of the show. More trade rumors for the New York Knicks. Jake Fisher, formerly of Bleacher Report, now working for Yahoo Sports, trying to get bigger and bigger in the game. Shout out to Jake Fisher. He does a good job. And he was talking about the Knicks in one of his most recent newsletters, and this is what he said, which I thought was pretty, I don't know if important or telling is the word, but it was very interesting is the word I'm looking for. He said Eric Gordon was one of the early trade targets for New York, sources said, although clearly no deal came to fruition. Why on earth would the Knicks want to trade for a guy like Eric Gordon? We'll break that down, but I'm going to be honest, I don't hate it. I'm not sure I like it. I'm not sure I love it, but I damn sure don't hate it. I mean, Eric Gordon is a veteran at this point, and the main reason that I am a fan of this deal is because we'll show you my trade idea coming up in a second, but first, let's take a look at what Eric Gordon is doing so far in this season. In 23 games played for the Houston Rockets, he's averaging 12.1 points per game. He's shooting 34.7% from downtown, 43.4% from the field. This is a guy that's an automatic bucket off the bench. He's been that throughout his career. Why would the Knicks want to add Eric Gordon, though? And this is why. He's currently on an expiring contract of $19.5 million. He technically has 2 more years on his deal, but the second year is non-guaranteed, meaning pretty much if the Knicks don't want to pay him that money, they don't have to. He has to meet certain requirements for it to be guaranteed, and he's not going to meet those. So the Knicks are looking at this like, hey, we get $19 million of an expiring deal. Could we trade Evan Fournier and some of our draft ammunition to go and get pretty much the same player? I would say Gordon's a much better scorer at this point, has always been. This is a guy that was a bucket coming out of college, starting out in the NBA, and he still is. He's a sharpshooter. He can stretch out the defense. He's definitely got long range. So what about a trade like this? A straight-up swap of Eric Gordon and Evan Fournier, plus the Knicks throw in 2 second-round picks. The Houston Rockets are not trying to win games right now. You get a guy like Evan Fournier, who's an awesome teammate. You let him go out there and play, getting pretty much the same player in Eric Gordon, but you're also getting 2 second-round picks, a team that's desperately trying to build through the draft. Give them some draft ammunition. Maybe it's enough. Maybe it's not. I'll let you decide. Would you make this trade if you were the GM for the New York Knicks? If you were with Leon Rose or you were on his staff, would you make this trade? I want you to go down in the comments section and sound off for me. Let me know. Type A for accept. type D for decline. I would accept it if I was the Knicks. You get off of that $20 million contract you owe Evan Fournier. You get off the money this year. I think it makes a lot of sense. I appreciate everyone, as always, for making New York Knicks Now a part of their day today. If you haven't yet, give me a follow over on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. I'm tweeting about the Knicks all day, every day. It's another way you can stay up to date. I'll see you over there. Let's go Knicks.